Yeah.
So here we are again. This is the other side of our garden. We've seen the far one there, and now it's time to look at this close one. We can see some orange things coming out from that side. So I wanted to show you what else we are growing. You can also see that the ground has a whole bunch of holes in it. There's holes everywhere because we know that as winter's coming, some animals like squirrels like to dig little holes and dig things up. And so there's used to be a whole bunch of acorns here, but I guess they ate them all and took them away from us. But that's okay. We don't really eat acorns. So the other half of our garden is open, and my mother is going to give us a little tour of what's inside.
Inside, we have more marigolds, which we don't eat marigolds. They're here because they keep some animals from eating our food. Just like this little fence keeps some animals out. Some animals, like deer, are taller than the fence, but marigolds help to keep them away. So that's why there's marigolds in there.
Marigolds are like a special plant. They're like a helper protector plant because deer don't like marigolds. They don't like the smell of them. They just don't like them at all. And so we have a bunch of marigolds, not because we eat them, but because they help keep deer away. Because we have deer a lot over here where I live.
Mm-hmm. We also have some other herbs in this part of the garden. This is dill, like for dill pickles. This is the plant that we use to make dill pickles. And we have more arugula, which is like a peppery lettuce. Lots of arugula over there. This side, there's more curly kale.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And there used to be a bunch of tomato plants and squash plants in here, but those don't like to be underneath this tarp in the winter. So they die off, and I took all of the rest of the plant out.
Here are some tomatoes, these little balls that are on the ground here. Those are old tomatoes that didn't quite get ripe all the way. And they fell off, and tomatoes are done growing for right now. They don't like being under our big white tarp. So there's some that got left behind.
And there's a little plant right back here, a leaf that's round. It kind of looks like a lily pad, that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a cool plant called nasturtium.
Nasturtium. I think you guys should try to say that one at home. It's a big word. Nasturtium.
Nasturtium is a flower that you can actually eat the flower, and you can eat the leaf, and you can eat the stem. It's pretty cool. You can eat all the parts of the plant, but not the roots.
Mm.
Ooh, look at that big worm right there.
Big wiggly worm in here. Wow, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Supposedly.
Oh, look, here's another big one.
Ooh,
wow.
There's another one. They might be neighbors. Supposedly, the biggest worm ever found in the world was found in Africa, and it was 22 feet long.
That is really long.
22 feet, to give you an example, most grown-ups are about 6 feet. And so it's almost as tall as 4 grown-ups.
Mm-hmm. That's very, very tall. Now this is more herbs. This is called oregano. And when you smell it, it makes you think of like spaghetti sauce or pizza. So that's called oregano. And that likes being under the tarp too.
Mm. All right, we have one more section of our tarp to get to show off our amazing, cool garden.
There's more oregano,
Yep.
But then there's more marigolds, and there's a lot of garlic. All of this is garlic. But the garlic grows under the ground. We don't eat this part. We eat the part that's under the ground, called the garlic bulb.
Mm.
So
and the garlic bulb is a little bit different from our green onions. We saw green onions in our other tarp garden greenhouse, and they are slightly different. And our garlic bulb grows underground too, just like the onions.
And then right back here, this part that's cut off, I've cut it off, but it still likes to grow down here. That's a kind of an herb or a vegetable it's kind of a root that's called fennel. And it grows super tall, like 6 feet tall. But when it's done growing, I cut off the top, and the bottom continues to grow underneath our tarp because it's warm enough and moist enough for it to grow.
Wow. Alrighty. I think that concludes our garden here. There was more stuff earlier, but we've had to harvest a bit of it because that's what you do when plants get ready.
We
Are all done.
some mint and
planting.
some sage over there. I just pulled up a bunch of potatoes.
This is mint. We also have mint growing on the side of our house, and along our garage here is a bunch of grapes and berries to go along with it.
Those are the potatoes I just harvested.
Yep, these are freshly harvested potatoes. This is what they look like when they come out of the ground. They came out today, and so they're still covered in dirt. We have to wash them, and then maybe we'll find some worms in here too, because worms like food too. Yeah.
So there's our garden.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, friends. We'll show you some more cool stuff that is in our house some other time. Bye-bye.